Tyler Bass about ready to get us going.
And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis.
They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu.
And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, these two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Cup 19! Cup 19!
Looking to throw on second down.
Willis. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
Dragon 60, 79 Broncos. Ready.
On third down, it's Willis.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. But the Vikings had 15-1 on the year. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
Another run down for Nwangu.
7 yards there and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
To the air on first down, here's Willis. They'll set up the screen for Nwangu.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
He finds his man complete. That's Logan. 22 yards there, a first down.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Give left side here for Nwangu. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is third down.
3rd and 2, Willis.
He finds his man complete. It's Logan.
And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
On 2nd down and 4. Willis. They'll set up the screen for Nwangu. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. That feels pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kene Nwangu with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Jose Borregales for the extra point.
He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
On the return, it's Tristan Ebner from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
First down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Fields going to hold on to it.
And all the way in for the touchdown.
Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week, but here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the...
Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On first down, Boswell, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll keep it on the ground. Boswell, and running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st down, Willis. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. He's got it with the 15. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
7-7, our score after 1.
The score tied 7-7.
Get it.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Willis. They'll get this to Nwangu. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intent.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Ready.
First play's a run with Nwangu. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 53 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go right back to Nwangu. And he's got room. Touchdown, Vikings. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they go. Boswell. There's the stiff arm. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. Back to throw. Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Hounds have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk. No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Fields. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 5, and 3rd and 8 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down.
That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to...
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Vikings will take over possession here up at the 44.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got some space here. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Okay,
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Ready.
Now a give, running left is Nwangu.
Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. But they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields dancing to his left.
He's got this to Williams, complete.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Now it's Fields.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Being chased out right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's going to let this go deep for Allison.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this 3rd quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41.
Here's Fields.
He's airing it out for Williams. And this is caught. Touchdown.
Jamison Williams
with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list.
And the Hounds are back within a score. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Mustang 19.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Handoff here to Nwangu.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On the give is Nwangu. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here's Nwangu.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Cut 19! Cut 19! Warriors 70!
Trying for it on 4th down. Here's Willis. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Hounds 28, Vikings 24. Tyler Bass set to control.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
To throw again on 2nd down.
Willis.
He's going to go up top again. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived? Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
First down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
This pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run on first down. Boswell. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Fields going to take this himself.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Justin Fields
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Hounds have answered back with a 3rd quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the 3rd quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 67 yards.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. Oh, the run is Nwangu.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Kene Nwangu.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here.
Oh, good-looking return set up here.
Preston Ebner on the return. They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 30.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
It's a game of 25 yards. And a Memphis 1st down.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. He's going to let this go deep for Allison.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like they went for the combo plate there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
On 2nd down now, Boswell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end, because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Now they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
To throw is Fields.
Buying time to his left. He's got a man. Complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Justin Fields.
24 yards.
And the Hounds have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Kick is good.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had that lead that is now gone. It is completely gone. How does that affect the psyche? Or am I reading into that too much? They should be okay still?
No, you're not reading into it too much at all. You've got to wonder what the psyche is of a team, because once you build up a lead and things are rolling pretty well, you don't expect it to change. And for it to change this dramatically, and now they're the team doing the chasing, yeah, you want to check out where they are mentally and whether or not they have it in them to come back. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, they're on their heels a bit right now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
18 Rebel, 19 Lions.
Here's Willis, third and long. He finds his man, complete. It's Logan. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Willis on 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens, because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 18, 5 in, 19 tight, 19 tight.
2nd down, here's Willis. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Fields now to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Throw downfield going to be taken in by Jackson. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. To the air again, Fields.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Jamel Dean.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. 93 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Here's the option, running right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Justin Fields.
40 yards.
And the Hounds have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? They've been in attack mode, trying to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
They'll run with Nwangu.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, second down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going,
touchdown, Vikings!
Kene Nwangu.
30 yards!
And the Vikings will add to their 4th quarter lead. Borregales now on for the point after.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First down and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Boswell. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Boswell. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On the option right is Fields. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd down, Boswell. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough.
There he goes left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Hounds have got it back to within a score. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding up.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown! A great effort there. 75 yards.
And the Vikings use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now Fields.
That'll be caught out right by Allison. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks from all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Here's Fields.
He's going to let it fly. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
Bass on for the extra point.
And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Vikings 66. Hounds 60.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now it's Nwangu. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every